Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to day 4 of our Twilight marathon. Today, we are getting into Twilight Breaking Dawn part 1. If you already missed my reactions to part 1, 2, and 3 of Twilight, it is linked in the description box. So go check it out. But for now, let's get into it.
Hey, haven't seen you in a while.
So what do you say we rip out this Band-Aid and finally wrap up the Twilight saga? Here's Breaking Dawn Part 1.
It's not too late to change your mind.
So we start off with Jacob, getting pissed off that Bella and Edward are getting married. I guess even after he knew she was engaged, that her kissing him to keep from dying on purpose in the last story made him think he still had a chance.
I am hotter than you.
We then see Bella attempting to walk in heels, but since she can't do anything else, I don't know why we would expect a former ballet dancer to know how to walk on her toes.
Trying to walk in.
Why is she trying to be something she's not? I mean, it's always good to improve upon yourself and better yourself, but I'm sure even Edward knows that she's not a heels kind of girl. So even if she appeared barefooted on the wedding aisle, he would just accept her as she is. She's a former ballet dancer. How come I never got that?
Come at the same time again, Bella?
And that night, Edward goes to make sure she still wants to marry him, because if she didn't, that would just be the worst thing that ever happened to him. And after she says she's sure, he tells her about a murder spree he went on, but tells her not to worry about it because they were all bad guys.
I'm vengeance.
It's like you're Batman, only gay.
But she's like, dude, that is totally...
What kind of news is that? How can you break such news to someone on the night before your wedding? Like, really? You should have kept that to yourself, Edward.
Fine that you killed a bunch of people. And he's like, but when I change you, you're going to want to be all murdery too. But she's like, hey, if you did it, then I can do it. And he's like, okay. And then his brothers take him on a bachelor party where they plan on killing animals in the woods.
Those buttholes.
What kind of bachelor party? Okay, they are
She goes
vampires.
to bed and has a dream about everyone at her wedding being murdered.
Weddings. They bring everyone together.
Then before the wedding, her mom gives her a
I'm sorry, but if I had a dream like that on the night before my wedding, we ain't having that wedding. That is clearly a bad sign. That's either the person that I'm going to marry is the wrong choice, or it's a telltale sign of things to come if I should marry this person. Like, is she going to go ahead with the wedding? Let's find out. What? Okay.
family heirloom that she can pass down to her children. But of course, when she's turned, she won't be able to shit out any kids.
Oh.
Okay. Glad we covered
Yeah, they
that.
can
But it
have
seems that
kids.
Jessica already thinks that she's pregnant. We also see that Mike doesn't understand how genetics work when he sees the cousins of a family who he knows are all adopted.
What a gene pool.
But then Bella starts down the aisle, and she looks like she doesn't
Oh,
want to get married
she's
at
really
all.
doing
But
it.
it could just be jitters, or it could be that she has a bunch of werewolves on her side that might start killing all the vampires.
This could turn into a bloodbath.
But no, she's just worried about tripping because she sucks at walking in heels, and they're doing the wedding in the backyard.
Just don't let me fall down.
But then she sees Edward and gains the confidence to walk on the dirt path.
I know I can do this.
So their minister does the basic courthouse legally binding marriage ceremony, and they're married, and then kiss for so long that everyone left. Or at least wishes they had.
Don't think it's too much?
No. Not at all. No.
Wow, they
At the
really got
reception,
married.
One of the cousins, Irina, after hours of being there, suddenly can't be around the werewolves because they killed Laurent for going after Bella.
Victoria won't be happy about my killing you.
But she doesn't believe that
I don't believe that.
because she was banging Laurent, so she fucks off. During the speeches, Jessica isn't
Girl,
shy at
gets
all
lost.
about her jealousy, and drunk Charlie explains how he's gonna kill Edward if he isn't good to his little girl.
I know how to use a gun.
Jacob
Does her dad know that they are vampires? Can someone let me know in the comments? Because from part 1, part 2, part 3, I'm not really sure. Does he know or not? Does he know that Edward is a vampire? Does he know that Jacob is a wolf? Does Jacob's dad... Okay, I'm sure Jacob's dad knows. I mean... Let me know in the comments. I still don't know. I'm still not really sure about that. Does her dad know? Does her dad know that his daughter is getting married to a vampire and she's planning on also turning into a vampire?
shows up and tries to talk her out of changing again, and she says that she's going to do it after the honeymoon. And he's like, it's not like you're going to have a normal honeymoon, or did you forget that your blood needs to pump to get boners?
I promise that we try. This doesn't work.
I really should have figured that out a little earlier.
But she's convinced that she's going to get some, and he gets jealous, and also concerned that if his penis does still function, that he could kill her with his venomous jizz.
Got some, drool.
Then Edward hears them fighting and comes out, but then all the werewolves come out to tell Jacob that it's not up to him to protect her from any toxic semen that Edward still has in his body.
Exactly.
So they all fuck off. And then Mr.
Exactly. She's not your responsibility, Jacob. She's married. She is married. She is married now. Like, move on. She's someone else's now. And their vampire god, and under covenant. Like, and under law, I guess. If the law recognizes vampires marrying humans. Whatever.
Mrs. Cullen fuck off to Brazil and still make it there in enough time to enjoy a street party. But then, they take a boat to a private island where someone left several candles on the
Oh, this guy is rich. Like, of course, he's a vampire.
Edward wants to go for a swim, but Bella thinks, I know you don't sweat, but I do, and we just did our wedding, the reception, no less than a 15-hour flight, danced in the streets, then rode a boat for God knows how long. So sorry, bro, but I smell like a goat.
Bella, what is that god-awful? That's probably me.
How can you stand to be so close to her? It's not without difficulty.
So he goes to the ocean, and she takes a whore bath, then freaks out over the idea of her husband seeing her naked for the first time, and Alice packing tons of lingerie for her, like all they were going to do is bang all week.
Alice gets married at 18.
But she realizes he's going to see her naked a bunch all this week, because they're going to be banging the whole time. So she joins him for a late night skinny dip, and then they bang.
I'm coming.
I don't want you to come.
But it only lasts 10 seconds because he's out of practice since this jackass decided to wait until they got married.
Nothing if not traditional.
He's not a jackass.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
It's okay. I can't imagine it gets any better than that. I know it's not the same for you.
Definitely won't make my list of top 10 favorite evenings.
She then wakes up after Edward killed a chicken or some shit because I doubt they were having pillow-ripping sex while she was asleep. Or at least I hope not.
I'll try anything.
Edward then apologizes for making her look like a domestic abuse victim, and she's like, it's fine. I liked all 10 seconds of it.
Didn't really want to spend my honeymoon writhing in pain.
But since he bruised her, he doesn't want to have sex with her anymore. So they play chess. But she still wants the limp D, so she tries to be sexy, and he just laughs at her.
She's so awkward.
I can be sexy.
This is funny.
And then they go hiking, and she tries to be sexy again, and he covers her up.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
No.
Well, then I hope you enjoy disappointment.
But then she wins at a game of chess, and she's like, now you have to bang me. And he's like, okay. But then she wakes up crying because that part was just a dream.
Believe me, I want to. I just want to be married to you first.
I'm confused. Is this what all the Breaking Dawn Part 1 is about? Like, can we move on? What is happening? Is this what it's all about? Like, their challenges with sex when they go married? I mean, this is like almost like half of the movie, or half of the narration, I guess.
Clyde, you believe me so easily.
We then go to Jacob, who's worried about Bella since she's either going to change or die. But Sam says that he can't kill Edward for doing either one of those things, even though it breaks the treaty the two clans have.
Alpha's orders get obeyed whether we want them to or not.
Jacob then talks shit about imprinting and how finding the one and being happy must suck. And for Bella, it kind of does because Edward still won't bang her.
It's the only thing she cares about.
It's not like you're gonna have a real honeymoon with him anyway.
It's going to be as real as anyone else's.
And while he's out at the mainland, she makes breakfast. But after a few bites, she goes to vomit.
Did his poison penis turn her?
No.
I thought they couldn't have children. Don't tell me she's pregnant. Don't tell me she's like this baby they are going to have is going to be some mystical vampire human people have never seen and going to be like so strong. You know, like those sort of storylines. Like, he's the strongest. We've never seen anyone as strong as this child. You know, he's going to be some sort of promised child. Don't tell me she's pregnant. From the 10-second sex they had, don't tell me she's pregnant. Because you told us that vampires could not have children. Okay, but she's human. I keep forgetting that they are both not vampires. She's human, so there could have been a possibility. But she's not yet a vampire. She's still human. She was still human when they had sex. Let's see what happens. I'm getting quite nervous. Let's see what happens, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, type I'm ready. I'm ready to find out in the comments. Okay.
Well, then why can't she eat?
Well, she can. The vomiting's just from morning sickness from being pregnant.
She's not pregnant. Okay.
Although she probably would have thrown up anyway after eating fried chicken, peanut butter, and yogurt together.
That's
Ew.
disgusting.
But no, she got knocked up from the 10 seconds of wet noodle humping the other night.
It's supposed to be working.
And it's growing at an alarming rate. So instead of having Carlisle come to the private island, they go back to Forks, where they know everyone, including werewolves, that might want to kill him for this happening.
I'm confused. Okay, it's a vampire human growing inside of her. That's why it's growing so fast. Because, I mean, didn't they just have sex like a day or two ago? And already have, like, she's showing, like her stomach is showing. Okay, vampire human.
We're not killing anyone.
But to prevent people from coming over, she calls Charlie and tells him that she got sick and they're staying on the honeymoon longer.
Super. That makes me really happy.
So he, of course, tells Jacob, who freaks out and goes straight over to the Cullens' house.
So you're still alive for now?
Like,
It's been 2 weeks since they left the island.
why are you coming over to their home? Like, move on, guy, move on. She's married. Like, it's different if he was coming over as like a friend, you know? But we all know, we all watching know that he still has feelings for her. So that is not appropriate. She's married, like, move on. If I was Edward, I'll be so bored. Like, really? Like, I am her husband, I can take care of her. You don't need to come see her because she's sick.
Island, and she looks like a pregnant heroin addict.
Hey, what the hell's wrong with you?
So Jacob accuses Bella's husband of getting her pregnant on her honeymoon.
You did this.
Well, what did he think happened on honeymoon?
Exactly.
You knew this was gonna happen.
Well, remember, he didn't think he could get it up, let alone a hole-in-one.
And what is his business? First of all, like, Jacob is annoying me now. You know, in part 3 was Bella that was annoying me, but Jacob is testing my patience. He's testing our patience, isn't he? What is his problem? They are married. If she's pregnant, she's pregnant. Like, exactly what the girl asked. What did he think was going to happen on a honeymoon? Even the dumbest of the dumbest people in this world, if there is one that exists, could surely know what happens on a honeymoon. And the possibility that someone may get pregnant on a honeymoon is like 95%, right? If they are not protected.
What a happy surprise.
But now she's pregnant, and nobody knows what to do in this situation because it seems to be killing Bella, but they can't even use an ultrasound to see what's up with the thing inside her. So most of the Cullens, including Edward, want her to get rid of it.
Carla will get that thing out.
But Bella wants to keep it, and she really only has Rosalie, the one who always hated her, on her side.
Why is she?
That pregnancy looks too far gone to remove it now, you know? At least that is like my opinion. Her stomach really looks big. Like, it almost looks like a 3-month sort of pregnancy. And I know that you can terminate a baby like after 3 months or something, I think. Educate me in the comments if I'm wrong.
She helping her?
Well, the whole reason that Rosalie hates being a vampire is that she wanted babies. And with this baby killing Bella, she might finally get what she wants.
So she's doing it for selfish
Bella
reasons
wants to
too.
shit out the kid and have Carlisle turn her after, but Edward wants her to get rid of it. So he asks Jacob to try to convince her.
Though I can't figure out why he thinks you'd listen to me. I mean, you never have before.
He even says that he'll let Jacob kill him if Bella dies. And he's like, okay, but
So Edward wants his baby terminated because it's killing his wife. Okay, I guess that's reasonable. I mean, I've never been in their circumstance. I can't judge. Hello?
He's pretty sure she can birth out the demon baby, so he fucks off. But because of wolf telepathy, the whole tribe knows what's up with Bella. When they meet up, they're like, we've got to kill that fucking baby. Once it's born, it won't be able to control its bloodlust.
Why does everybody think it's going to be evil?
Well, the Cullens think it's going to be evil because their oh-so-wise housekeeper told them it was already dead.
What?
But the wolves decided to randomly start a war that could have vampires from all around the world descend on the town that they're
Wait, I'm confused. Their housekeeper told them that the baby inside her is already dead. So how is the baby growing if the baby is already dead? Except I did not understand. If you understand that part, if you've watched the full movie, let me know what she means by it's already dead. And why did I know this would happen? Why did I know that they would treat this thing as some abomination or as some special creature, that is going to be all so powerful, half human, half vampire, and they're going to be scared of the unknown. Because let's face it, they are all worried because this has never happened before. And so the kind of hesitation they're experiencing is actually fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of not knowing what kind of person this creature or this baby or this vampire human is going to be. They don't actually know if it's going to be evil. They don't. They are just operating from fear and thinking that surely it's going to be evil.
just to protect because they have a hunch.
An inkling. You got an inkling?
But Jacob isn't having any of that shit and goes back to the Cullens' house to warn them of the coming werewolf attack later that night. And Seth goes too.
But if they're already all together and pissed off, why don't they go kill Bella now?
I mean, that would be smart, but Leah shows up to tell Jacob that they're coming now. But then they just wait around until night anyway. Unfortunately, the Cullens haven't hunted in weeks, and they personally showed the wolves how to kill vampires in the last story, so it's not looking good for them.
See?
You have to factor in that the three wolves...
You see, in part 3, when the vampires were training the wolves and telling them all the vampire secrets, like their weak points, how to kill all those newborn vampires, I knew that in some way it would work against them one day. See now? The vampires themselves taught the wolves how to kill their kind, and so now they are coming for them. I mean, already, I'm sure wolves knew how to kill vampires, but they've learned something else, They've learned more things about the weak points of vampires and all of that, and that is the power they wield now. Now they are coming for you guys, vampires. That was not smart, you see. That wasn't smart. But I hope that the vampires at least kept some things to themselves. That would be their advantage in this war that is upcoming, this imminent war. Let's continue and see what happens.
Wolves that they do have on their side lost their wolf telepathy when they left the pack, so now they can't even figure out where they are. So the next day...
I thought they were coming now.
I don't know, I guess they changed their minds.
Sam's lost the element of surprise.
But couldn't Alice have seen them coming?
I can't see past you and your pack of
Oh,
nuts.
yeah.
So the next day, Carlisle tells Bella that the baby is growing too fast and is sucking up too many nutrients for her to replace. So she's gonna die before she can give birth. And Bella's like, okay. But Edward's like, do you think I'm gonna raise the baby that kills you?
I'll take her.
I see this as an absolute win.
Later on, Jacob thinks...
That's a good point. He might be bitter. There are some people that actually, so sad. There are some women that die from childbirth, and because of that, their partners hate the child, especially when the child survives. It's so sad. What he's saying actually makes sense. He might not love that baby because the baby might always be a reminder. It could be two things. It might be good or bad. The baby might be a reminder that he lost the love of his life or his wife. And the baby could also be a reminder of the beautiful love story he had with Bella. And he could learn to love that baby, because it's a reminder of Bella. It's a reminder of what they created together. Some car passing, ignore that, guys. Yeah, wow. Tough decisions, aren't there? Bella is looking like she's aged 20 more years, because the baby is sucking the nutrients out of her. Wow, this baby is just coming for blood. It's excited to come into the world. Have mercy on your mom, baby. Human vampire baby, have mercy on your mom. Really? It's so sad. But I just feel like something good might come out of it. I don't think this might be a bad ending. I may be wrong or right. We'll see what happens. But where's her dad in all this? Like, does he not know his daughter is pregnant? Does he still not know? I haven't seen her surrounded by any human, since she got pregnant. Where's her family? Where's her mom? Where's her mom's husband? And where's her dad? Because her mom remarried, right? How is this teenager always surrounded by teenagers? Like, I mean, technically the vampires are like 100-year-olds, but what is her family doing? What is her dad doing? Isn't he like the sheriff of the town or something? Huh? Irresponsible.
That maybe if the baby got some blood, then it might possibly stop feeding on Bella. So Carla's like, dude, I got some in the fridge. And Jasper's like, you been holding out on me? So Alice takes him for a walk. They give her some blood, and she's like, yummy, and starts chugging this shit. So now that she can function, she calls her dad, who she tells she's going to a medical facility in Switzerland because she's feeling better.
It's just not normal.
And then Edward starts hearing the baby's thoughts and finds out that it's not a demon baby. It's actually pretty nice, and it tells him that it loves him, which of course it doesn't say until Bella asks Edward if he can hear the baby's thoughts.
Sounds like it could still be a demon baby to me.
Oh, yeah, that thing's a fucking monster.
I mean, that's what I would say if I was a demon baby.
I know your moves, you little bitch.
But Bella could go into labor at any time, and they're almost out of blood. So Jacob takes Seth and Leah to go meet with the pack. He wants them to take those two back.
So you're telling me, I don't know what the span of this is, but to us it's like 5 days or a week or something, right? You're telling me she got married, got pregnant, got sick, almost died, revived, and is about to give birth in like a span of a week. This baby is like powerful. Like, what? Okay.
And says that he'll kill the kid as soon as it's born, so they don't need to be all stalkery anymore. And while this is happening, Carlisle, Emmett, and Esme run through the wolves' territory to go to the hospital and get more blood. But I'm still not sure why they didn't just drive there.
Because they're fast.
But then the wolves realize that Jacob pulled a sneaky on them, and they fuck off. When he gets back to the house, Bella tells him what she plans on naming the baby. If it's a boy, it'll be named Edward Jacob. But if it's a girl, she's going to combine their mother's names and call her Renesmee.
Renesmee.
And no one...
What is wrong? Like, why is she going to name her child Jacob, Edward Jacob? Why is she still hung? Like, what is happening here? Why is Edward smiling? Like, I would have felt disrespected. Like, huh? You're going to name our child after myself and your other love interest? Huh? What is not connecting? Why is Jacob there smiling and laughing? Like, huh? You're married to Edward. You're married to Edward. You chose him. You decided to be with him. Then stick with your decision. Why do you keep trying to involve Jacob in your life? Like, I get it. There are some people that name their children after like their friends, their aunties, like people that have impacted their lives in some ways. Some people even name their children after celebrities and things like that. But in this case, I feel like it is disrespectful. It's like you watching. Let's just say you're a man, right? You get married to like your wife, and she tells you that she's naming her child. She's naming her child after her ex before you. I see you're silent now. Huh? What is happening here? What are we doing? What are we thinking? Like, huh? I need to calm down because no. This disrespect will never have slid past me. Whew.
Thinks that this is a good idea at all.
Does your mother not like you or something?
But Edward tells her that it is because they're pretty sure she's not going to survive the birth, and he can just name it something normal later. So then she immediately goes into labor, but Carlisle isn't back yet, so they have to perform the C-section themselves.
You know, your lack of confidence in us is a little insulting.
After the first cut, Rosalie can't handle the blood, so Alice needs to take her out of there. But she must have taken the scalpel with her because Edward bites the incision the rest of the way open and then delivers the kid, while Jacob reminds her to stay alive.
Keep your heartbeat.
So Edward gets the baby out, and even though he knows how important
Is what they are doing legal? I'm so confused. If Jacob could pretend like he was a 17, 18-year-old student and go to high school with them and all that, why couldn't one of them have, gone to school also and then, learned medicine or something? I don't know. Is what they are doing even legal? Is what they are doing legal? Because Bella is still human, right? If she were to die, it's not like a vampire that is burnt and nobody has a record of them or whatever. If she's to die, law enforcement might get involved, right? Because she's a human. There's a record of her on Earth, right? With all these 100-year-old vampires, they're telling me that they don't have vampires that are doctors, vampires that are midwives. Like, they've lived on Earth for 100 years. What were they learning? He had to rip her open and take the baby. What? Calm down. Whew. Let's get back in. Oh, Lord.
it is to change her immediately.
There are some conditions that even Venom can overcome.
He takes his sweet-ass time playing daddy instead of saving her.
Better you really be dead than one of them.
And then she dies. Edward then stabs her in the heart with a syringe of his venom, but it doesn't work because it can't circulate since her heart isn't pumping. So Edward tries CPR, while Jacob tells him that him having to live with her death on
I really honestly wasn't expecting that. Oh my goodness.
his hands is better punishment than him killing him. So he fucks off, and a spy wolf sees him crying, then apparently forgets it has wolf telepathy, and runs back to the reservation and tells the rest of the pack that the demon baby killed Bella, so they all head to the Collins place to kill them. And Jacob's like, fuck that baby. He killed the love of my life. It has to die. So he goes into the room that Rosalie took the baby in to probably lick it clean, and he's gonna kill it. But then he makes eye contact with Renesmee, and he imprints on her. He's like, oh, this is the love of my life, and one day I'm gonna...
Oh my goodness.
What? No, you're not.
So the wolves show up and start fighting the Collins until Jacob comes out and is like, you can't
How
kill a baby.
is that
She's my
appropriate?
girlfriend now, and you have to respect that. And they're like, okay, and fuck off.
How is that appropriate?
And I'm not sticking around to watch.
So since the CPR wasn't working, Edward just bit her all over her body to spread the venom. And that worked, but it's going slower because of the morphine they gave her for the delivery. So they give her a sponge bath, put her in a pretty dress, so this walking corpse will at least look kind of okay when she wakes up.
Okay, I like this one. It makes my boobs look good.
But after the morphine wears off, her cuts heal, her ribs and spine reattach, and her hair changes color, and she gains 15 pounds. Just as you'd expect.
It's like this miracle or something.
Alright, so I'm ready to flush this turd, so...
Okay, thank God.
Next week we're going to do Breaking Dawn Part 2, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.
That's an order.
Guys, I'm done. Okay, thank God she's alive because, that's what I was expecting, that she won't die. Whew. Okay. Guys, if you've watched the full Breaking Dawn Part 1 and there's something that this recap missed perhaps, let me know in the comments, But, oh God, okay, I guess they are in wolf and vampire universe, so that could be appropriate. But how? How is her baby? Okay, maybe that's why from the start Jacob has felt so attached to her or something. Oh my goodness. And come to think of it, she was going to name this baby, if it was a boy, Edward Jacob. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. I would honestly give this like a 7.5 out of 10, Probably as the movie goes on, it gets better. That's what I could say. Because if you go watch part 1, part 2, and part 3, you realize I wasn't feeling this, And of course, Jacob was annoying me in this. And Bella, with her trying to name her baby after Jacob and all of that. And their whole honeymoon thing, you know, of trying to have sex, and it was just all over the place, you know. But I like the ending. I like that they decided to have the baby. I like that Edward's love grew for the baby, you know. I love that he did everything in his power to save Bella, you know. Like he bit her all around so that the venom could spread quickly and save her. I love that aspect, you know, of saving the love of his life. At least I hope so. I hope she wakes up. I mean, she hasn't woken up. She's just revived. Like she's looking young again and all that. But we didn't really see her waking up. I don't know if that will happen in part 2. So stick around for Twilight Breaking Dawn part 2 tomorrow, which is our last series of the Twilight Marathon. Guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. I know you enjoyed this watch party. And since you did, please like the video, guys. Like the video. Help a girl out. Help me push this video. Help me push my reactions to the forefront of YouTube. We can do it, guys. And please do share your thoughts in the comments. Like, leave a comment, you know. Is this something this recap missed? Like, what do you want me to know? What am I missing? You know, what do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let us chat in the comment. I respond to every comment, guys. At least I try. And please don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.